Caitlin Clark fans send clear off-season message amid LPGA Tour announcement. Caitlin Clark is set to return to competitive action, but this time, it's not on the basketball court. The Indiana Fever star will once again tee off at the Annika Pro-Am at Pelican Golf Club. "I just don't want to hit anyone with a golf ball. That's my #1 priority," Clark joked before last year's tournament. Ironically, she nearly did, shanking a shot that flew straight toward the crowd. Luckily, no one was hurt, and Clark's quick sorry drew laughter from spectators. But her story on the course doesn't end there. Yes, that was an isolated event, and Clark enjoyed the experience so much that a second stint seemed viable. "I had an amazing time at the Annika last November, and participating in the Pro-Am alongside Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam, two of the best in the game," Clark said in a statement. Clark is scheduled to participate in the Pro-Am on November 12th, which will run till November 16th. "I'm honored to be an ambassador for a company in Gainbridge that is so committed to elevating women's sports. I can't wait to return to Tampa in November to play in the Pro-Am with the best women golfers in the world." The Caitlin Clark effect hit the Annika Pro-Am, too, as the Fever Guard's participation led to increased interest in the tournament hosted by World Golf and LPGA Hall of Famer Annika Sorenstam. But do not get fooled into thinking golf is a new passion for Caitlin Clark. It's been part of her life since childhood. Clark first picked up the sport around age 6 when her father, Brent, taught her to play. By her 8th birthday, she had her own pink and blue set of kids' clubs and began spending countless hours on the course. Clark often played with her brother, Blake, and admitted, "We get pretty competitive." She also told Golf Digest that, "I love doing something active and outdoors with the people I love." While basketball remains her top priority, the Fever star at times feels unlucky because of the schedule. Clark's demanding WNBA schedule leaves little time for her favorite off-season pastime. "The only downside about the WNBA is during the summer. That's when you golf," she said during a Nike event in October. "My golf game has had to take a back seat to basketball. But with the off-season kicked in, the 2025 tournament is expected to have another uptick." The fans are especially interested to see Clark back in action after missing the majority of the 2025 season. They have made a special request to the tournament that the Pro-Am should oblige. Fans eagerly track Caitlin Clark in injury comeback. "I guess golf is a form of groin injury rehab process," commented a fan. Clark injured her right groin more than 2 months ago and has been recovering since. Clark was last seen practicing in a 5-versus-0 practice with the Fever, so her pain is not as bad as some might think. Speaking on similar lines, another comment read, "Her injury must be healed." It can be a case because WNBA-level basketball is just so much more stressful on her groin than a light golf game is. That said, golf involves rotational movements of the hips and groin area, particularly during the swing, as well as walking and weight transfer. These actions can put stress on a healing groin muscle or tendon. In any case, Caitlin Clark's medical team knows better. Since her priority is getting back to 100%, she wouldn't risk re-injuring herself at a golf event without medical clearance. Since the fans haven't had Clark on the court much in 2025, they are desperate for some CC action and would even be satisfied with golf. "Please stream this event so us CC fans can watch from home," pleaded a fan. Last year, the tournament ramped up its broadcasting efforts only because of Clark. They included highlights, live tournament look-ins, and expanded tournament preview coverage of Clark's game. Throughout the day, video highlights and reports were posted on Golf Channel, NBC Sports, LPGA Tour, and the Annika social media channels, including a live stream of Clark's warm-up range session and an in-round walk-and-talk with the WNBA star. "Hope that the Golf Channel decides to broadcast most of the round just like last year," wrote another fan. Not all fans were satisfied with the tournament's Clark coverage. "Dear LPGA and PGA Network, let's show her more than you did last time," requested a fan. Many basketball fans would feel this way because of the fundamental difference between golf and basketball. Basketball is fast-paced, and the focus always remains on the ball and the court. Whereas in golf, you track different groups and storylines simultaneously at a slower pace. So you can't change that, but since Clark is the crowd puller, they can find a way to appease her fans. The WNBA offseason is supposed to be a time for rest, reflection, and quiet recalibration. But for Caitlin Clark, even her downtime has become a whirlwind of noise, passion, and movement. most of it coming from her ever-growing, ever-loyal fan base. And this time, the conversation isn't about basketballs or buzzer beaters. It's about golf. When the LPGA Tour recently announced its latest expansion plans and hinted at potential celebrity crossover appearances, few expected Caitlin Clark's name to enter the conversation. Yet, as soon as one LPGA social media teaser showed a silhouette eerily resembling Clark's stance in a golf pose, fans pounced. Within minutes, hashtags like #CaitlinOnTheGreen and #Clark2LPGA trended across X and Instagram, turning what might have been a throwaway off-season headline into a cultural moment. But behind the jokes and memes lay a deeper truth. Caitlin Clark's fans are sending a clear message, not just to the LPGA, but to the entire sports world. They're done waiting for the world to catch up to her star power. From hardwood to fairway? To most observers, the idea of Caitlin Clark stepping onto a golf course as part of an LPGA crossover event sounds like something pulled from a sports fan's fever dream. Yet it's not entirely far-fetched. Clark, known for her laser focus and competitive fire, has long been open about her interest in other sports. She's played golf casually with teammates, and even joked during a Fever charity event last year that she was one solid drive away from quitting basketball and joining the LPGA. The LPGA's announcement about expanding celebrity collaborations, especially with female athletes from other leagues, was perfectly timed. But fans weren't content with speculation. They immediately took matters into their own hands. Within hours of the announcement, Clark supporters flooded the LPGA's comment sections, urging them to bring Caitlin in. One viral post read, "If the LPGA wants to grow like the WNBA just did, they need Caitlin Clark energy." Simple. Another fan posted a photoshopped image of Clark sinking a long putt, with the caption, "She's already the Steph Curry of basketball. Why not be the Tiger Woods of women's golf?" What started as playful enthusiasm soon evolved into something more, a reflection of the growing power of Clark's fanbase, who've proven they can drive ticket sales, TV ratings, and now, possibly, entire cross-sport collaborations.